One of the most deadly serial killers in Britain has delivered a terrifying threat that he will kill again if given the opportunity. Robert Maudsley has been in solitary confinement in a glass cell since 1979 and is Britain's longest-serving prisoner, serving 47 years for the 1970 murders of 4 men. Hello everyone, and welcome to another video. Today we'll be looking at if this is the most dangerous convict in history. Yeah, you heard it right. So, Maudsley carried out his own wave of justice, killing 3 of his victims while he was incarcerated. Gavin, Maudsley's nephew, admits in the frightening documentary HMP Wakefield, Evil Behind Bars, that his erudite, soft-spoken uncle is pleased to be alone in solitary confinement. The serial killer states in a letter to his 40-year-old nephew that he is happy and satisfied alone, and warns that he will kill again if he's ever released. Formerly known as Hannibal the Cannibal, it was reported that Maudsley had eaten part of the brain of one of his victims in prison. His violent criminal narrative was inspired by both the writings and films about Hannibal Lecter. Although it is not thought that the allegation is accurate, he has gained a reputation as one of the most deadly criminals in Britain. Maudsley, 68, was sentenced for the murder of 30-year-old John Farrell in March 1974. He committed 3 murders while serving a life sentence. David Francis, a convicted child molester, Solney Darwood, who is serving a life sentence for the killing of his wife Blanche, and William Roberts, who is spending 7 years for the sexual assault of a 7-year-old girl. The jail killer's requests to spend time with other humans have been continually denied, and he must spend his days in a cell constructed specifically for him. The 4x4 5-meter cubicle is constructed of bulletproof methacrylate and furnished with compressed cardboard. He spends 23 hours every day in his cell, sleeping on a concrete slab and using a floor-mounted toilet and sink. In 1974, at age 21, Maudsley, also known as Uncle Bob from Toxteth, Liverpool, committed his first murder. Following his flight to London, Maudsley began working as a prostitute. After being shown images of children he had sexually molested, he then brutally murdered pedophile John Farrell in Wood Green, London. After the murder, he handed himself into the police and quickly confessed to his crime. He was judged unfit for trial and sent to Broadmoor Hospital, which houses some of the most violent prisoners in Britain. Initially, he was a good inmate who stayed out of trouble. However, in 1977, he and fellow inmate David Cheeseman locked themselves in a cell with child predator David Francis. During a 9-hour experience of torture, Francis's lifeless body was displayed to the prison officers. Maudsley was sentenced to HMP Wakefield for manslaughter. In 1978, Solney Darwood, 46, who had been in prison for killing his wife, was strangled and stabbed by Maudsley. Before getting into the cell of pedophile Bill Roberts, 56, who had sexually abused a 7-year-old girl, he hid Darwood's body under the bed. He stabbed Roberts, slashed his head with an improvised dagger, and bashed his head against the wall. He was subsequently condemned to life in prison. In 2000, he filed a lawsuit asking the court for permission to die. In a letter that he wrote at the time, he said, "What's the point of having me locked up 23 hours a day? Why even bother feeding me and giving me an hour of exercise a day? Who am I really a risk to? As a result of my current treatment and confinement, I feel that all I have to wait for is a psychological breakdown, a mental illness, and a probable suicide," he added. Elsewhere in the letter, he also asked, "Why can't I have a parakeet instead of the flies, cockroaches, and spiders that I currently have? Do I promise to love it and not eat it? Why can't I have a TV in my cell to see the world and learn? Why can't I have music tapes and listen to beautiful classical music?" If the prison service says no, then I ask for a simple cyanide capsule that I will gladly take, and the problem of Robert John Maudsley can be solved easily and quickly, the prisoner concluded. According to Elliot Reed, director of the documentary in which Maudsley's latest threat was revealed, the prison where he's located is known within the prison system as the Mansion of Monsters, since it's said that the worst prisoners are thrown there, and it's home to some of the most violent men in the British criminal history, such as Roy Whiting, Jeremy Bamber, Charles Bronson, and of course, Robert Maudsley. Through interviews with former prisoners, retirees, and families of Britain's most infamous inmates, we opened cell doors and uncovered the secrets of life inside the UK's toughest prison. Reed says in his documentary, "Many of HMP Wakefield's inmates are in prison for life. Some will never be released and will die as retirees behind bars. So, should we treat the worst of the worst in a more humane way in prison? Or does society prefer to lock them up, take away the key, and forget about them?" he questions. So that's all from today's video. If you enjoyed it, remember to leave a like, subscribe, and ring that bell icon so that you never miss our upcoming videos. And don't forget to share your thoughts in the comments section down below. Stay tuned, and we'll catch you in the next video.